Kicking it through the uprights, hold tight. Amazing stories, feeling stories, out of sight. Jaw-dropping tales, just surreal thrills. They're always unreal. Kicking through the uprights, the legend seals the deal.
Well, welcome to Tom's Tall Tales and True Stories, part of Kicking It Through the Uprights with Tom Feely here. And I'm coming here to a place called Shamrock's Ale House to share a really awesome place that is kind of like, well, you remember the TV series, the comedy called Cheers? Well, it's been on for 20 years, I think. And that was the place where everybody knows your name. Well, this is my Cheers. This is the place that I love to go to. The people here know you. They're happy to see you, and we share a lot of stories together. So I'm going to be meeting a friend here today, and I'll introduce you to him. So this is Shamrock's. It's in Temple Terrace, on Temple Terrace Highway. Hi, Jana.
Hi, welcome to Shamrock's Ale House in Temple Terrace, Florida.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's as friendly place as you'd ever imagine. And over here is a good friend of mine named Tommy Seals. We're going to be talking to Tommy today. Hey, Tommy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So let me just show you around a little bit. Give you a quick 360 view. Jana's going to be serving us today. We got an amazing bar, and their food is phenomenal. If you really want to get a good meal, this is a place to go. It's right on Temple Terrace Highway and 78th Street here in Temple Terrace, Florida. I know not all of you are in Florida, but if you ever do come here, this is really a great place to stop by. This is one of my favorites here. It's a picture. I think the glare is making it hard to see, but that's my son, Jay Feely, and we just have so much cool stuff here. So this is Shamrock's Ale House, and we're going to be visiting with some of the people here. They have a little thing up here. I'll show you real close. See that golf club? There's a big story behind that too. You'll probably hear about it a little bit later. So here we are at Shamrock's Ale House in Temple Terrace, Florida. So I'm going to sit down and have a little chat with my friend here. Hi, I'm here with Tom Seals, good friend of mine that I met here at Shamrock's. And Tom has some incredible stories, and the stories we're going to be talking about today is the theme is, because this is like 1 week after Thanksgiving, so we're between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you know most Americans who celebrate Thanksgiving, they look at their lives and they talk about the things that they're very thankful for. And both Tommy and I are very thankful for the most simple thing there is, just the fact that we're alive. We've both had experiences that would say you're really lucky to be alive, both of us. And so I'm going to introduce Tom here, and he's going to tell us why he's thankful that he's still alive today.
Well, thank you for having me, Tom. I'm very thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for God, number one, family, and to be given so many other chances in life. Truly blessed, great family, great friends like Tom here. So many close calls, so many. That's why I have this note here.
Give us a little background. You served in the military.
I did. I was in the Navy, Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Desert Shield and Desert Storm,
Yeah.
so 2 wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 campaigns. Yeah.
2 campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while you were there, did you have any close calls?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, during that time, I was at the time I was in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with my group, and we went diving in the Red Sea. And I went down with a buddy of mine. We were just going to be around 20 feet, just hanging out, looking at the shelf. And I motioned to him I was going deeper, and he said, "Cool." So I thought he was going back to the top. Well, I went down to around 120 feet, and my tank started ringing. and that's a sign of it's almost empty. I was like 120 feet, it's almost empty. I turn around, he's on my secondary line, still at 120 feet, no weights. He was hanging by just his mouth on my secondary line. And I grabbed him, I pulled him close, I said, breathe shallow. And Joe Carrico, if you hear this, you remember that day. We both barely survived because we went up slowly to not get the bends in stages, just letting out our air. And 10 feet before we got to the surface, the regulators wouldn't open because there was not enough air to open it. So I just put a little bit of air in my BC, and we got to the top. And I thank the Lord. I was like, it's a great thing that we made it, but that's one of the close calls during that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, every time I hear a story from you and others, it always triggers a memory that that I have that was something similar. And I did have a very traumatic episode of my life that had to do with scuba diving as well. And I'll try to really make it as short as typically a longer story. But my very first open water dive in the ocean, in the sea, happened in the Bahamas. And I had just gotten certified as a scuba diver in a swimming pool. So I had never actually done a dive in open water. And we hired from NASA, we hired a boat that took us out to where he knew the captain knew a sunken ship was about 30 feet below us. The other two people on the boat who were diving were both very experienced. So they got their equipment on. He provided all the equipment. He provided the tanks. They got their tanks on and dove. And I'm still trying to get mine on because I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm going through every step that I was taught you should do to be safe. And so I dove in about 5 minutes after they did. And when I got down to the sunken ship, I could see bubbles flying up. And I thought, something is wrong. So I swam towards them. And while I'm swimming towards them, the two of them were fighting over the woman's regulator. The man did not have a regulator in his mouth. He was trying to get hers. And she was fighting to keep her regulator.
But if she has a rig of her own, she has two of them. She has a primary, secondary.
Yeah, I know. But this all happened real fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Don't get technical here. So I rushed, and I actually don't think that the equipment in the Bahamas had to. I'm pretty sure it did not. So I rushed to them because they were obviously in danger. And as I got close, the woman passed out, and the man shot to the top. So I went to the woman, and I took my mouthpiece, took it out, and put it in her mouth, hoping she would breathe, and she did not. She wasn't drawing any air, so she was unconscious. And so I put the regulator back in my mouth, and I grabbed her. I should have taken her tank off, but I didn't think, I was too inexperienced to think of that.
Drop the weights.
Yeah, I didn't do that. So I struggled to get her up to the surface, and I did. And I couldn't see the man anywhere. I don't know what happened to him, but the boat was like 100 yards away. We had drifted away from the boat. And so I yelled to the boat captain, and he dove in and swam out to help me. And it was pretty wavy. And then we dragged her back, but about halfway back, he started to panic, the boat captain, and told me to let her go, save yourself. Well, I didn't let her go. And I pulled her to the boat. He was already now on the boat, and the two of us got her up, and so I did CPR on her while the man came back to the boat, and he was very sick, which you can imagine. He was just vomiting. But she was 45 minutes of CPR. 45 minutes. I was exhausted. And we ended up taking her to a hospital in Nassau, where she recovered.
Really?
Yeah.
After being unconscious for that
Yeah,
long?
she did
She have a
get
pulse?
color back, Not at first, but during the CPR, she did come back and started coughing, so I knew she was alive.
Yeah. Any
You know,
water in her
spitting
lungs?
up water. Yeah, spitting up a lot of water. Coughing up a lot of water. So we got her back to the hospital, got her to the hospital, and then I spent the night in the waiting room while they had her in intensive care. That's my dive, my first dive. So
It's a little risky.
yeah, a lot of mistakes were made. Well, it turned out what happened was those tanks were filled with carbon monoxide rather than oxygen.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lawsuit right there.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But
On top of that, next time, put a little air in the BC.
yeah.
Buoyancy compensator.
Oh, I know. There's
And
a
then
lot
go
of
to
things
the
I
top.
could have done, but I was too ignorant, too green
Oh.
of a diver to think of all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
I wasn't like you. I wasn't trained in the military to dive. Some guy taught me in a swimming pool, and that was it.
Okay. Here's your card.
Yeah.
Welcome to Walmart.
Yeah. Exactly. So go ahead, Tom. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're fine. Where you want to start besides the diving? I mean,
Okay. So you that was one experience in the military.
yeah.
Did you have any other close calls while you were in the military?
I did, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it.
Okay, that's
let's-
fine.
Let's start in 1976, where I was 6 years old, and my mom was a single mom. We lived in a single wide mobile home here in Thedota, Sousa, and we were sleeping, and my sister could not sleep with the lights out. She was scared of the dark, so she had a nightlight, 100-watt bulb and a lamp with no shade on it. She had a nightmare, and it fell off the headboard onto her sheets and caught her sheets on fire. Well, once the flame got so hot, I woke up, and I pulled her off the bed and woke her up. Then I tried to wake my mother up. She was sleeping in the living room on the couch. She would not wake up. She wouldn't wake up. And then finally, I got her awake, and by that time, the flames engulfed the whole bedroom. She tried to put the water on the fire, and it didn't work because it was just too big. It engulfed the whole trailer within minutes, and we barely got out with anything we were wearing and a couple of documents. My birth certificate still burnt, but barely got out. We could, if I didn't wake up, we would have all been dead.
Wow.
So that was in 1976.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that was the first one out of so many. I've been given so many chances. I'm just thankful.
I call him Tomcat because he's like the cat that has 9 lives.
Yeah. I'm a Leo too.
Huh?
I'm a Leo. I'm in August. But here we are.
All right.
Your turn.
Well, no, I'm going to let you go. You're the main
Okay.
main guest here today, so go ahead.
Second time in my life, it was we were traveling from West Palm Beach back here to Tampa, and my mom was driving, and her friend was in the front seat, and this guy was driving really slow, and it's just a 2-lane road over by Hee Haw Junction, on 60 before Hee Haw Junction. My mom went to pass this guy because he was going really slow, but when she went to pass him, he sped up. And then when she went to slow down again, he slowed down. He wouldn't let her back in the right lane. And we had head-on traffic. My mom froze. At the last second, her friend grabbed the wheel and took us off the road.
Wow. Wow.
And I was young enough to remember that. It was like, I was probably 8 years old.
Wow.
So that guy tried to kill us.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
He wouldn't let her back in the right
Yeah,
lane.
yeah. I was 18, a freshman in college. Met a gal, ended up marrying her, but later, not at 18. We got married after college, but her grandmother owned a place in Arkansas on a lake. And so she invited me during the summer to join her family at their lake place. And I did. And we were down standing on a dock. And the night before there was a storm, really nasty storm. And no one knew it, but the storm had caused a power line to come down from from its pole and land on the roof of this dock, metal roof. And apparently, when it landed on the roof, it got pierced by a nail that was sticking up. Well, I'm standing on the dock. I just got out of the water of the lake, and I'm standing on the dock, holding on to a pontoon, and I reached up, and I don't know, I was just stretching, kind of stretching. I reach up, and I touch the roof, and suddenly I'm being electricity flowing through my body, massive amount of electricity, and it literally picked my feet up into the air. So it was so strong, it was holding me a couple inches off the dock itself, and I'm screaming. Now, I thought I was yelling, help, help, I'm being electrocuted, but that's not what everybody heard. All they heard is me screaming.
Okay.
So in my head, I was saying those things, but not in real life. So my girlfriend's father was standing nearby, realized what was happening, and he like plowed into me with his shoulder, and the two of us flew into the water.
Okay.
Knocking me off of the electrical current.
Were you still conscious?
Yeah, I remained conscious, and but that was another really close call, because I think had he not done that when he did it, I probably wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, electricity's evil,
Yeah,
but it's good. It's
Yeah.
unnecessary evil.
yeah,
It can hurt.
yeah, for sure. So that was another close call I had. How about you?
Okay. All right. The next one was when I was in North Carolina, right before I joined the military, and I was hanging out with some friends, and people go to like certain parts of North Carolina up on the mountains, and they sit around, drink beer, hang out and shoot the shit. But we were on the way up, and I was a passenger in my buddy's Toyota with a big like 35s on it and a big truck. But we were going up the road, and there's a shoulder to where it just drops straight down into the woods. And he was talking to me, and he wasn't looking where he was going. All of a sudden, one of the big tires grabbed it and took us off the mountain, and we were going straight down. And it kept going, it seemed like forever. And then we finally totaled the truck on a tree, and my head went through the windshield. I was still conscious. So all three of us got out and started climbing up the mountain like this to get back up to the road. And then we hiked all the way back down to town, head bleeding, got down there and finally got help. But I lived through that.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, the other incredible story that I had, was really a close call, was a medical emergency. I didn't know that I was about to have what the people refer to as the Widowmaker heart attack.
Ooh.
And I didn't know it. I was coaching football at this Jesuit high school, and after practice every day, when the kids left, I would do stadium steps. I'd run, sprint from the middle of the field, then up the stadium to the very top, then I'd run down, go back to the middle of the field and start over. And I would do that like 20 times before I left. And I was thinking, oh man, I got to work out harder. It's getting harder and harder to breathe. I think I'm in bad shape. I need to do more of these,
Okay.
That night, as I was getting ready for bed, I started to feel that really strong pain in your chest.
Oh yeah.
And
Left arm.
yeah, the whole thing. And so I took some aspirin, but it only got worse. The pain just wouldn't go away. It was really painful. So I decided I need to go to the hospital. And so I went and woke up my wife. I said, we got to go to the hospital right now. And so she got up. I went down and got in a car to wait for her. And then she's going all over the house, turning on all the lights. I'm seeing
That's
the
more of an
lights go
emergency.
off, and I'm like, I need to get to the hospital
Does she have
now.
an insurance policy on you?
So, I'm mad at her because she's taking her time, and I'm in pain. I don't
Yeah.
think she realized how much pain I was in. So we drive all the way over here to the University Hospital, which is only 5 miles away or so.
What's Advent now?
Yeah. And so we get into the parking lot of the emergency room, and the pain stopped. And so I thought, oh, I wonder if it was just heartburn. You know, maybe it was just heartburn. So I get out my cell phone and I start Googling symptoms of heartburn. And that it felt like heartburn. I had all the same symptoms that it said heartburn would present. So I refused to go into the hospital.
Oh.
We turned around and drove home. I'm fine. Next day I go to work. I had to go to a big conference that morning, and I'm hundreds of people, and I'm sitting in the conference sort of in the back, and that pain started again. And so I said to my colleagues, I said, I'll leave my stuff here, but I'm going to step outside for a little bit. And I went outside and I Googled nearest cardiologist office.
Okay.
Not nearest hospital, nearest cardiologist office. And there was one fairly close. So I just got in my car, drove over there. I walked in and I said to the gal behind the receptionist, I said, you know, I've never been here before. I'm not anybody's patient yet, but I think I need to see the cardiologist like right now. And she said, well, he's booked for 3 weeks, but I can give you an appointment for 3 weeks. Would you like that appointment? And I thought, well, okay, yeah, all right, put me down for 3 weeks. Well, right then, the phone rang. And she answered the phone, hung up, and she said, well, somebody just canceled and their appointment is right now, so you can take their appointment.
Wow.
So they got me in, and he put me through the whole 9 yards testing. And I thought, man, I killed this test. He's going to be telling me how healthy I am. He came back in, he was a real old doctor, like in his 80s. And he said, I'm sending you across the street to St. Joe's Hospital right away. Ooh. Right now. You need to go right over there. They're expecting you. And so they put me under, did the scope. Yeah. They did the scope, and and then later I started to wake up, and the first words I heard from that surgeon that did the scope is, you should be dead. Then he asked me, were you ever a runner? And I said, yeah, for like 15 years I ran marathons and 10Ks galore. And he said, well, that saved your life because you grew a lot of blood vessels because you put such a demand on your heart. Yeah. That you have many little capillaries going to your heart that kept your heart alive, but you were having the widowmaker, and we're going to be putting you in surgery for bypass surgery right now. So actually it was the next morning that I had bypass surgery, so they did a quadruple bypass.
You're not on nitro or anything?
Was I then?
No.
I actually had some that I had purchased, but I didn't use it because I kept thinking I was in denial.
Yeah, well,
I was in denial.
You probably should have took it with your aspirin.
Yeah, exactly. I actually had some. I remember it cost me $300 for that prescription, and I never used it.
Yeah. Might have been expired, but still.
Yeah, it probably was expired. So that was a really close call, and then later I found out from seeing several different cardiologists that the way they put it, and research backed it up. They said, you know, you're really, really lucky because that bypass surgery you just had has bought you 7 more years of life. Mm. Well, that was 12 years ago, I'm happy to say. I've outlived that 7 years and with 5 more.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm feeling really good.
Nice.
But it required me to make massive changes in my lifestyle and diet especially.
I've seen you do the walking.
Oh, I do a lot of walking. I walked here today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was looking for your truck.
No,
he's not here.
No, I just walked here. It's a nice morning, beautiful day.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day.
All right. So what's your next close call?
All right. I was in the Mediterranean. We were in Izmir, Turkey, and I was hanging out with some friends, and we were going through town, acting up a little bit because we were a little bit of R&R after a couple of things that we did over there, and a friend of mine were hanging out, and there was this taxi sitting there by the side of the road. All of a sudden, well, I guess they kind of knew what we were, like Americans, you know. Maybe they didn't know we were in the service or not. But this one guy just opened up the taxi door and get in now, get in now. I was like, what is he doing? Okay. And then all of a sudden I saw barrels at the corner of the street on the side of the building. And we got in the taxi, and as soon as we got in the taxi, they came around, Turkish soldiers with full automatic dress gear, and they were just ready. And we had just went through a situation to where we were doing practicing with the Turkish Navy, and we accidentally blew up the bridge of one of their ships and killed the XO and the helmsman. So we were technically supposed to be back on the ship and gone, but they were started to sweep the city. But that taxi driver saved our lives.
Wow. Wow.
So.
Well, we're both very thankful. Tommy, by the way, he's not going to tell you this, so I will. He's one of the more religious people that I know. Has a very strong Catholic faith, and I'm also Catholic.
Absolutely.
But he has a very strong faith, and I think probably made strong because of the experiences he's had in his life that has taught him how valuable life is and how fragile it is and how thankful that we both are that we're still here today
Absolutely.
and able to share our stories with you.
Absolutely.
Tom, do you have any other stories that you want to share today?
So many. When I got out of the Navy, I got back into music, and then my wife and I had some issues, so I was living separately in my music studio. And it was Christmas time, and I had been drinking, and I was looking at the Christmas tree as I was falling asleep, and all of a sudden the Christmas tree went out. I was like, I was pretty much on the edge of just passing out, and something said, you know, that tree's not on a timer. It's not on a timer. So I forced myself to get up and investigate. It turns out that a wire had shorted underneath the building, and the whole underneath of the building in the front was on fire.
Oh my.
Everything underneath the whole front of the building, it was just one big long thing of fire. So I guess it took me a while to get out of bed because it was pretty advanced. But the well was still working, so I just started hosing it down, hosing it down. And I finally got the fire out.
Wow.
And if I had gone to sleep, I wouldn't be here. Another
Right.
close call with fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got time for one more story if you have one more before we sign off.
Okay. In 2009, I was working as a PI. And I had
PI,
a
private investigator.
Private investigator.
Okay.
And I felt like I had the flu twice in a month, and I was like, I never get sick. So I made a appointment for a physical, and I had people from Canada in town. So I was like thinking, oh, I could put this off, but something told me not to put it off. So I went into the VA and got my blood drawn. Well, at the VA, your blood lab tests are ready within the hour, especially if they're stat, maybe sometimes faster than an hour. So I went to the cafeteria and then came back to my primary, and she comes in the room. She looks at me, she goes, "Are you always this flushed?" Well, she was a beautiful woman. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to tell her why, but. So she goes, "Oh, we need to admit you right away." I said, "What?" She goes, "You have leukemia."
She was able to tell that right away?
Yeah, from the blood test.
From the blood test.
My white cells were 115,000.
Oh,
normal is
God.
3,000 to 4,000.
Wow.
Mine was 115,000. And my blood was like sludge. I'm surprised I was even pumping. And I was like, well, I'm on my motorcycle, so I'm going to take my motorcycle home, take a shower, grab a bag, and then I'll have somebody drop me off. She said, well, you have to sign a waiver. I signed a waiver. I got on my motorcycle. I'm thinking the whole way home, how could this happen? It's just like just out of the blue. Well, it was advanced. They put me in the hospital. They get bone marrow biopsy, CML leukemia, chronic myeloid leukemia.
Now, do you think you were exposed to something like maybe while you were in the service?
Oh yeah, they took
That caused that?
they took full responsibility, and they ended up retiring me.
Uh-huh.
But however, during that stay in the hospital, after the bone marrow biopsy, they were like, well, I don't think that we're going to be able to treat this. You're too far advanced. So they put me back in civilian clothes, and they were going to wheel me out. A tech ran across from Moffett over 30th Street, the bridge, up to my room and said, "Don't let him out, don't let him out. We have something that might help."
Just for the sake of the people who don't live here in Tampa, Moffett is one of the nation's leading top facilities for cancer treatment, and it's part of the USF campus.
Yep.
But they're an amazing organization.
Absolutely, absolutely. We donate to them every year.
Yeah.
So they gave me that medicine that was just FDA approved just the year before.
Uh-huh.
And I was on that for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now my leukemia is just on the borderline of remission after 16 years of being hard hit. 600 milligrams of chemotherapy, Gleevec, every day for 16 years.
Yeah.
And then, boom, took me off of it, cold turkey.
Uh-huh.
The next month, full DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. My triglycerides went over 3,000, which I didn't even know you could be alive with triglycerides over 3,000. My sugar glucose went over 555. Back into ICU.
Oh.
Back into ICU. But I was only in there for a week, pricking my finger every hour on the hour for a whole week.
Yeah.
Instead of giving me a CGM, they pricked my finger every hour on the hour.
Yeah, been there.
So I finally got out, and here I am. Now I have intentional tremors, so I have a neurologist now. And that's why I'm drinking this, because after like 2 in, the tremor stopped.
Oh, okay.
But they wanted to put me on opioids. I didn't want any opioids at all. So
Right.
I just wanted to try to do it myself. But here I am.
Well, we're really thankful, you and I. But I'm very thankful that you're still here after
Thank you.
all of those things. Your battle with cancer reminds me about one more thing. I have many grandchildren. I got 15 grandchildren, but one of them just got declared for the 3rd year in a row completely cancer-free. She had cancer, and it was discovered when she was 4, and it was stage 5 when they discovered it. I didn't even know there was a stage 5. I've heard of stage 4, which usually means you're almost a goner, but stage 5 is really serious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And thank God for St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh, absolutely.
She has gone there several times and had several surgeries to remove the cancer from her kidneys and her lungs, and saved her life. And now she's 3 years cancer-free.
What a blessing.
Yeah, and she's the most beautiful little girl. She's exhausting when we have her overnight for a day or a weekend. She's got so much life, so much energy, and she's so creative. But when she leaves, I'm exhausted because she's just a fireball full of energy. So we're really, really thankful for her.
Absolutely.
And for the people, the doctors, and that have did what they've done to keep her alive. So that's my last story for today. Okay. And I just want to thank you, Tom, for sharing your stories with us.
Thank you for having me.
I hope that the people listening to this will learn a little something from it, or at least just the main thing, I think, is to be thankful that you have your health, thankful that you have your life, because it's a fragile thing.
Absolutely.
And just thank every day when you're able to get up and go places. I'm thankful that I have this place, Shamrock's Ale House, so close to my home that I can walk over here and sit down, and there's always going to be friends here, and they're happy to see you, and we get to share our stories and really get to know each other. So until next time, I want to tell you that now you know the true story. This is Tom Feely with Tom's Tall Tales and True Stories, kicking it through the uprights. We'll see you next time.